Hi, Liana Giles here from Brave Horse Ranch. Just wanted to give you a quick video on Shiloh and give you some training tips and ways to work with him. It's going to take him a little bit to acclimate to his new place. He spent a lot of time in a pasture only seeing what he could see from where he was. So give him time to acclimate. Take him for walks if you can. Spend time with him alone, bonding, and that sort of stuff. When you're dismounting, remember push with your hand on his neck and he'll know to stand there. When you mount, once you get up, you just sit there for a little bit. And you see Mary won't pull on those reins. If he was to walk away, she would one rein stop him, and he does have a really nice one rein stop. When you first ride him, you'll see that he's being ridden in a bit here, but I would prefer you use the side pull. I did get that fitted for him. You're going to have to add reins. I like these reins. Mary makes these reins that you see because they're weighted, so he can really feel when you pick up on them. Just make sure that when you ask him to go forward, you're not pulling on either rein, that you really do want to go forward. A lot of people get in trouble because when they ask the horse to go forward, they automatically pull on two reins. And you can't do that with this horse. He's not going to be happy. To stop him, you just sit back and take your legs off and say the word whoa. If that doesn't stop him, put him in a one rein stop. So you would just lift both reins, grab one, slide your hand down, and pull till his nose is at your knee or calf. Here, Mary's just jogging him along. See, again, nice loose rein. And then once she's in the jog and they're jogging along pretty good, she puts him in a lope. He's not too sure. You can see the look on his face. He's not really very forward in that lope. So if you pull on him in that moment when he's not too sure and he's not feeling forward, you're going to lose forward with him. If you're pushing him too far, you're going to see it in his ears. His ears will come back. You should be able to read this horse. If you can read a horse, you should be able to read this horse. He's very clear about his feelings. See how she's got a loose rein? She's not pulling on him. If you have any problems or he spooks or you get scared, you just one rein stop him. And there's all kinds of info on the internet about one rein stop you can learn about. So here she's plunking down the mounting block, no problem. Again, loose reins. Do not pull on two reins at one time. If he were to walk away, she would have put him in a one rein stop, backed him up, and made him stand still again. So there's a couple videos at the end of this as far as lunging and tying. I hope this helps. You can call me if you want to, if you have issues. I'm happy to spend some time talking about this beautiful horse. Again, spend time with him, bond with him, brush him, and follow the instructions as best you can. I would recommend you watch this a few times so you get the gist. Okay, so for lunging Shiloh, he's been trained to give direction and then motivation. So I'll show you with the whip and then with the rope. So here, I'm going to give him direction. So I take up the slack and turn his head a little bit and then give him motivation with the whip. And then you can put your hand back down. You don't have to hold your hand up all the time. And you can if you keep the whip up, he'll know to kind of keep going. When you want him to go faster, give him direction and then motivation. And he'll go faster. Okay, if you only have and then when you stop him, you just pull his head towards you. If you try and lunge him from straight on, he's not going to know what to do. So you have to give him direction and then motivation. Okay? And then you don't have a whip, and stopping is always yielding those hindquarters till he faces you. Okay? And you do that just by getting on his side and just propeller this rope towards him, not away from him, towards him. Okay? So without the whip, direction, motivation, and he goes. Same thing with the rope. If I want him to go faster, direction, moving his feet. Okay, so to tie him, do not cross tie him. I would give him a year of working with cross ties. If you have to cross tie him, take and put a lead rope on the side and run the lead rope through the ring for the cross tie on both sides, so that if he pulls, it'll just come through the ring. Obviously, you can't leave him unattended like that. He does know to stay where you put him. So, of course, if you put him somewhere, you should be able to move around him without worrying about him walking away. If you're going to tie him to something, and this is what I recommend you do at your barn, is instead of cross tying, if you've got these slats, you can just weave the rope through the slats, because he's learning to tie. He's not a horse that's been ridden his whole life, so he's not been expected to tie. That way, if he pulls back, he won't feel confined and trapped and claustrophobic, because he can pull this through if he has to. I would tie him like this for the next year, just till he feels safe. I have had him pull back and fall over, and even with it like this. So tying can be somewhat of an issue. We have worked on it. He's been tied to a tree, but I would recommend that you tie him like this for now.